Welcome to the GNBS In 30, a program where we tell you all about the Guyana National Bureau of Standards and what we do to serve you. On this edition of the GNBS In 30, we will be talking about the Business Development Department, where we'll tell you all about the training and consultancy opportunities we have, among others. With me, I have Mr. Umesh Balmakun, a technical officer in that department, and Ms. Brianna Wilson. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's get right into it. Can you tell me a little bit about what is the Business Development Department and what it does?
Okay, I'll take that one. So the Business Development Department, as the name suggests, we provide that technical support to businesses and individuals that are interested in implementing standards. As the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, we believe in creating a culture of quality through standards. So in business development, we are there to provide that support to companies that are interested in implementing a standard or even management tools. If you want to streamline your businesses to ensure that you are efficient in what you're delivering, we are there to provide you with that support. We increase your competitiveness in the market. We help to raise awareness on standards, and we also promote the implementation of standards.
And this is both local and international standards?
Yes, local standards and international standards as well.
How about if an individual is seeking some sort of training? Do you also offer those?
Yes. So under business development, the two key services that we offer is technical assistance, which is known as consultancy, and also training. Now, the technical assistance is geared mostly to businesses. If they want to implement a standard, we provide that support to them. For individuals that want to further their knowledge in quality management, food safety, we provide training on key management system aspects and also standards so that they can have that boost towards increasing their knowledge.
Mr. Balmakun, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
So Brianna mentioned quite a bit about the Business Development Department. One of the things that I'd like to add is that in addition to the technical assistance program that we have, we also offer training to businesses and individuals by assisting them to build capacity in specific standards or specific business models that they'd like to get into. We focus a lot on the standards that we have locally and the ones that are there internationally. So things such as ISO 9001, which is a quality management system. We look at 14001, 45001. We assist in training with those. We partner with regional bodies such as Delphi. We have a lot of persons reaching out to us to get into these courses. Of course, we offer things such as risk-based thinking, root cause analysis, and so on. So basically, the aim really for the persons who are participating in our training is to improve the effectiveness of their business, improve the effectiveness of their management systems by learning more about the standards and by being able to apply aspects of the standard.
All right, thank you. Before we continue with our program, we'll just take a short break to look at what is happening now at the GNBS. You know those devices used by the Guyana Police Force to check the driver's alcohol level? They are also used by some companies to ensure their employees do not turn up to work intoxicated. Yes, the breathalyzers. The GNBS has procured a breathalyzer test bench to verify those devices to ensure that their readings are accurate. The cost of verification is very affordable. Currently, for an introductory period of 3 months, the cost of verification is reduced by 25%, so be sure to have your breathalyzers calibrated. Secondly, you may know that the GNBS monitors cigarettes along with 16 other products on the local market. Recently, our Product Compliance Department ordered the destruction of 290 cases, that is 290,000 packs of imported cigarettes in Latam Region 9, as they failed to meet the labeling and marking requirements in the tobacco legislation. In light of this, the GNBS is urging importers and dealers of cigarettes to become familiar with the tobacco regulations to ensure imported cigarettes are fully in compliance at the time of importation. And finally, the GNBS is known for the verification of weighing and measuring devices in trade. After verification during January to March, our inspectors conduct surveillance inspection at shops, markets, and supermarkets to remove unverified devices. The inspections are currently ongoing on the East Coast, Georgetown, and on the East Bank of Demerara. These activities ensure consumers receive correct measurements of goods during purchases. Verification of scales used at hardware stores are also ongoing. If you have not done so yet, please take urgent steps to have your scales, masses, and measures verified. Brianna, we'll now look at the technical assistance that's provided by this business development department.
Yes.
Can you delve into a little details for our viewers?
Okay, so for technical assistance, like I said, it's basically consultancy. We help you build your management system, and if you're interested in just streamlining some aspects of your business towards standards, we also provide you with the guidance. So for example, if you want to implement the international standard, which is ISO 9001, we help you with training on the standard. We also help you develop the documentation. We guide you through implementing the requirements, and then we provide support in auditing that standard to ensure that you have everything in place so that you can be certified to that standard. If it is you just want to streamline some aspects of your business to ensure efficiency, let's say you want to just work on your documentation. You don't want to be certified to standard, but you just want to improve what you're doing so that you can be efficient. We help you streamline what you have in place so that you can produce optimum and ensure quality for your customers. If you just want to look at the risks for your organization, we know risk management is something that is not common in our society right now. Most persons take a reactive approach to risk, wait until something happens, and then they put a system in place. But we can show you how to proactively identify risks and put systems in place so that it doesn't cause detriment to your business. So if you want the entire certification for your system, or if you just want to streamline small aspects of your business, you can reach out to us and we can definitely help you with that.
Can you give us a walkthrough of that process? Like from the moment I decide that I need to get this done, how do I do so?
Okay, so first you reach out to us, you make a request to us. We would meet with you, outline the different steps involved in the process, ensure that you know what you need to have in place. For example, an implementation team, persons that we work with towards developing this document. Next, we would have an awareness session, and this is open to as many as 20 staff. We give them an overview of the standard so that they can understand what this whole journey is about, how they play a role in it, and how they can contribute to the effectiveness of the business. After we do that awareness session, we conduct what we call a gap analysis, and this helps us to see where you are currently and what we would need to put in place with you in order for you to get to the point where you're certified to this standard. After that gap analysis is done, we train you in depth on the requirements of the standard so that you can understand as we go along what needs to be in place. We identify which requirements you would need to fulfill, and we also teach you how to put systems in place to better support your business or show you how it can apply to what you do specifically. After that training, we get into documentation, we write procedures with you, we develop certain flowcharts, we develop certain systems, things that you can work with specific to your setting and your employees, something that they can work with, something simple and specific to your organization so that we can get your documentation together. Once all of your documents are together, we help you implement, and this usually lasts about 3 months, where you actually work the system. Everything that we would have developed, you put it into action so that we can see how well it works for you. After that implementation is done, we then do a pre-assessment or we do an audit. We train you how to audit and we ensure that everything that is in place is being followed. If we have to make some tweaks or some changes to what you have already, we sort that out. So by the time we're finished with you, you are certification ready. You just need to call your certification body and say, hey, I'm ready for my audit, so that you can be certified to standard.
All right, so you basically help them from start to finish to ensure
Yes.
that everything is in place.
Everything is in place.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Umesh?
To what Brianna just said about
Yeah.
technical assistance, I think Brianna covered it very nicely.
Perfect. Before I go any further into the program, here is where I'll ask you, you know the GNBS logo, it has a wheel that has various parts and symbols on it. Have you ever wondered what are the meaning of those symbols on the GNBS logo? Later on in the program, I'll give you the answer to those questions, so you ponder on them as we move along. Now we'll turn our attention to Mr. Umesh Balmakun. Can you tell me a little bit about the training programs that are offered by the GNBS?
Thank you so much for the question, Vivi. Now, the training programs of the GNBS, we focus heavily on capacity building and building of competence of businesses and individuals, especially in implementing and maintaining management system standards, as well as the various other standards that we have at the GNBS. The number of things that we offer in terms of training, they vary a little bit, but they're all geared to achieving one specific goal, which is the goal of quality. As we all rightfully know, the tagline of the GNBS is to create a culture of quality through standards, and that is exactly what we are doing in the business development department. In terms of the list of training that we offer, I can give you just a brief run through of some of the training that we offer in terms of the management system standards. We offer training in ISO 9001, which are the requirements for quality management systems. We of course, offer training for 45001. That is actually happening through our collaboration with Delphi 45001, which is Occupation Safety and Health. 14001, which should also be Environmental Management System Standard, the Environmental Management System Standard. In addition to that, we also offer what we call customized training. Customized training meaning that you know a standard, but you want to learn a specific part about that standard. You want to learn how you can apply that specific part. You want to learn a bit more because maybe you don't understand what you're reading. So you can reach out to us. You can let us know, hey, I have this request. I've been reading this standard. I've been trying to put it into practice, but I really don't understand what's happening with it. The jargon is not really clear for me. Can you assist? And that is something that we can definitely assist with. Persons who have already implemented standards and so on, they're already certified to ISO 9001 or already certified to another standard such as ISO 22000, which is a food safety management system standard. Mind you, we also do training for this. We do training for the prerequisites for ISO 22000. We are now heading into the principles of ISO 22000, which are the principles of a food safety management system. As I move on, I'll tell you a little bit more about some of the new trainings that we're offering. So we have persons who are certified to ISO 9001, persons who are also certified to 22000. But even though they're certified, I know Brianna would have rightfully mentioned we go through all of the training with them, but there comes a time when persons may not remember what was told to them during the course of the technical assistance program, and they want to learn back about something, or they want to go further in depth with it. So they can reach out to us and let us know. We would like to learn more about this, and we can develop customized training for those persons, especially in those standards. Recently, we had somebody reaching out to us for the standard for concrete hollow blocks. They want to become certified to that local standard, right? This is not an international standard, this is a local standard. So they want to be certified to that standard, but they were going through the document, and they're looking at their prerequisites, and they're looking at the things that they need, but some of the things just weren't clicking. It wasn't ringing that bell for them, and they would have reached out to us and let us know, I'm really trying my best, but I'm not understanding some of the things here. Can you assist? And we are currently in the process of working out material to help that person get their business certified. Well, we're not doing the certification, mind you. We are leading persons to certification. We're putting them to that point of conformance that allows them to move on to certification. So in our training, as I mentioned, we can customize our training. The current training that we offer are in-house, which are at the Bureau, are in collaboration with Delphi Consultants Limited. They include things such as root cause analysis, risk-based thinking. We look at process mapping, data analysis, and process mapping. Brianna would have mentioned that in working with businesses and technical assistants, they require knowledge on process mapping and process flows. We assist them in our technical assistance program, but the process mapping training allows you for a deeper understanding of what is expected of you when it comes to process mapping, and it becomes a whole lot easier because you're given the tools on how to create a good process mapping. You're given the know-how on how to go from start to finish. Risk-based thinking, it allows you now to go into your business with a different train of mind. It allows you to think about what are the things that could possibly affect your business, and how is it that you can try to mitigate those by preempting instead of reacting to things. You're now able to save time, you're able to save resources, and you're able to meet the customer's requirements more efficiently. And we all know that quality is basically meeting our customer's requirement. And again, we're creating that culture of quality.
These services come at a cost. Can you tell us a little bit?
So the services do come at a cost. It really does vary depending on where you're getting the training course from. So the ones at the GNBS, we have differing costs from the ones that we do partnership with Delphi Consultants Limited. That's one form of variation. Another variation would be the amount of days the training would take. So we have 1-day courses, we have 2-day courses, and we have 3-day courses. And of course, when you send us that request form, there's something called a training request form. You can reach out to us, give us a call. We'll talk about the number and the emails later on. Give us a call, send us an email. We send you that form. You fill it out and let us know which of the training you'd like to take part in. And of course, we work out the costing for it, and we send you that invoice. It varies, and if you'd like to find out the cost of any of the advertised training programs that we have at the GNBS, we urge you to make a phone call, send that email. Point to note is that at the end of all of our training, you're provided with a certificate showing that you've participated. If you successfully completed it, it says that you've successfully completed the requirements for that specific training course, and you can use it on your CV. I know a lot of persons, they're now looking into getting jobs in quality-based systems. They're looking to get into oil and gas businesses that require you to have knowledge of ISO 9001, sometimes in food safety management systems as well. Showing that you have that knowledge, at least that base knowledge, would allow you to have that advantage over others.
That would have been my next question, because persons oftentimes message to ask, am I going to get a certificate after this?
So really the point of it all is to show that you have done this, and how we show that you've done this is by providing you with that certificate. And a point to also note is that we don't just don't have you just sit there, attend a course, and give you a certificate. We want to make sure that you've learned something. So we have assessments that happen before to see how much you know about the specific course or the specific standard, specific function. And then during the course, we have workshops. And then at the end, we have an end of course assessment, as I like to call it, that determines how well you have picked up the information, how well you have learned. And then from there, we decide if you successfully pass the course to get your certificate. Of course, if you don't pass the course, you still get a certificate of participation to show that you at least have some knowledge of what has been happening.
So it's not just signing up and then you sit there through the courses and you don't take in anything and you get a certificate. You will be tested.
Yes.
You mentioned the hollow block, that you're working on the standard for hollow block to offer some sort of training. What are some other upcoming programs that you have?
Right, so I have a list here. I'll pull up my paper because, of course, this is quite an extensive list. A lot of persons are privy to what we currently offer at the GNBS, and some of these I would have mentioned earlier. But some of the new courses that we're offering would include things like quality management system principles for persons that want to relearn about the 7 quality management system principles. We are now able to provide training on that. We provide training on risk management, procedure writing, which is basically a stem off of process mapping, which occurs with Delphi. We have determining internal and external issues, which is something that falls directly under ISO 9001, which is our quality management system standard. Control of documented information. We have additional, let me just check here. Right, we have principles of ISO 22000 as well. And then we have a few other courses, which are the ones that we're going to be revealing in time to come.
All right, and all of these training, consultancies and everything, they're aimed at ensuring businesses function to the maximum capacity and that there is quality in whatever they put out there in their products or services. Can you convince our viewers, tell them that they need to get certified, they need to get certain things in place, and they need to work to improve themselves?
Yes,
Either of
okay,
you.
I'll take that one. So currently, a point to note is that all of these standards are voluntary. They're not mandatory. So the onus is on the company or the individual to want or desire to, better what you're doing, improve what you're doing. So right now, seeing that they're not mandatory, we actually wait until persons come to us. We do sensitization sessions such like this to let you know that the services there is being offered. But with the booming oil sector, most of the companies are being required to have some system in place to show that they can provide quality. Because if you're coming to provide me with a product or service, I want to have faith that what is coming out from you is safe, it's going to meet my requirements, and I can trust what you're providing for me. So that's one of the importance of standards. Once you have a standard in place, then no one questions what you're offering to them. It's accepted locally, it's accepted regionally, it's accepted internationally. So that's one of the benefits of having standards. And even though it's voluntary, it actually helps to boost your business. It helps to ensure that you're efficient resources are being utilized efficiently, and also to ensure that consistency is in place. Most businesses, they have some kind of system in place and procedures, but then when you get into it, you realize that there's some inconsistencies. Whether John does the job or Paul does the job, it's not being done the same way. So we try to promote consistency to ensure that whatever comes out of the business can be trusted. So that's one of the benefits as well of implementing standards. We have persons reaching out to us now because they're trying to get into the oil and gas sector, and they need to have a system in place to show that whatever comes out is trusted. So with these systems, even though no one is twisting your arm currently, there might come a time where you would need to have this in place. So I would advise that you don't wait until it becomes mandatory, but you seek after this improvement, seek after certification, seek after bettering what you do so that you make yourself competitive, marketable, and when the time comes when it's not voluntary anymore, you're actually ahead of other organizations that would now need to put things together.
And companies should be interested in ensuring their resources are utilized properly. I think the ISO 9001:2015 management system is one that is asked for a lot by businesses if you're going to sign up for a contract.
Yes.
And majority of our trainings too are tailored to help businesses implement this standard.
Correct, correct.
I'd like to ask if you have any closing remarks at this point.
Okay, yes. So to sum it all together, there are a lot of persons out there offering training and consultancy on management systems, particularly ISO 9001. Now, you might be wondering, why choose the GNBS? We are the national standards body of Guyana. We are the custodians of the standards. So even though you have other consultants out there that are offering this service, it would be wise to come to the persons that are actually responsible for standards to train you in standards. We have the competence, we have the enthusiasm, we have a highly skilled team that is willing and ready to work with you. So remember, anything as it relates to standards, remember the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. We're here to help you with whatever you need.
And
I think Brianna stole all my words, but to reiterate what she would have mentioned, we are the custodians of the standards. So who better to come to than the GNBS for training and for technical assistance on these standards? I would like to encourage everybody that to give yourself that advantage, to ensure that you're above the others when the time comes, or even right now. You should at least learn about the standards, learn through our various training programs, learn through our technical assistance program, get involved with a standard that is applicable to you. Again, it is not, we're not twisting your arms. This is not, you don't have to, it's not something that you have to do, but it's something that we would recommend that you do because, of course, you want to ensure that you keep getting business and you want to ensure that people keep coming to you. And how do you do that? If you're consistently able to meet their requirements and give them that quality, you can guarantee that customers will keep coming back. It's all about growth these days, and it's all about quality.
I want to go back shortly to something that you mentioned with the hollow blocks. So you're saying if persons are reading a standard and they don't understand it entirely, they can reach out to the GNBS to be trained and to get some assistance.
Most definitely. As the name suggests, we're the business development department of the GNBS. So we're there to work with businesses and getting them to the standard that they want to be. So if you know that there's a standard that's applicable to you, and you don't know really what you're reading as much. Of course, the standards are in such a way that it provides for a great amount of clarity, but then there are persons who still need that assistance. They can reach out to us. We're there to help you grow, and we're there to help you build. It's all about, again, growth and quality.
And remind our viewers, how do you get onto the Business Development Department?
So you can call the Business Development Department on 219-0064-66 and ask to speak to anybody from the Business Development Department. Or you can email BSS, that's bss@gnbsgy.org. I will repeat that. You can call 219-0064-66, ask to speak to anybody from the Business Development Department, or you can email bss@gnbsgy.org.
All right, thank you very much, guys. As you would have learned from maybe if you were keeping abreast with our previous programs, the GNBS is located at the Sophia Exhibition site. And you can get us on 219, as Umesh said, 219-0064-66. You can also get us on WhatsApp on 692-4627. And you can get us on Facebook as well, on Instagram. We're constantly updating our pages on what is happening. But before I go, I must tell you, that question I asked earlier about the GNBS logo and what the symbols mean. As you would have grasp from this program, the GNBS work with a variety of businesses in the various sectors. So as you can see at the top of the logo, there is a square that's in a circle that represents the agriculture sector. And the one that's like a 2 and a 4, that represents biology, because the GNBS works with also standards for various fruits and vegetables. And then there is our laboratory standard that deals with accuracy in both human and animal health. Then the R represents business. This is general business and standards we have for business, which would include training we have for businesses as well. And the triangle is for chemistry, which is integral in the testing of many products in the laboratory, whether at the GNBS or through the various standards at these businesses that we work with. And then there is a combination of electrical science that is to my left, yes. And that represents the electrical fittings and items monitored by the GNBS, as well as the standards governing that aspect of our responsibility. And the bonus is the Guyana map is seen as in the middle. It symbolizes our efforts at agriculture evolution. And finally, the shape of the logo, which is a wheel, is symbolic of the industrial application of the concept of standardization. So thank you very much for tuning in to this edition of the GNBS in 30. And be sure to keep in contact, and you can come down to our office to purchase your various standards as you require. In addition to that, once you call the numbers 219-0064-66, our standardization department is also there to assist you and can also now offer you soft copy of some of the standards that you require. Once you get to them and you explain what is it that you need, they will go through and see that it breaches your requirements, and they'll get that to you at a cost, of course. Thank you very much for listening and looking at this edition of GNBS in 30.
We are the national standards body of Guyana. We ensure quality, consistency, and safety. We are a driving force for business growth and development through our training and consultancy program. We test the testers. We ensure companies maintain operations at the highest possible level, ensuring their devices are calibrated and their products are tested. Certification marks ensure confidence because of the accredited tests behind them. We provide audit and certification to laboratories and local products to national standards. We ensure accuracy. One standard. One test accepted everywhere. Delivering solutions. Working with consumer representatives. Driving business growth and development. Boosting Guyana's economy. Improving quality. The Guyana National Bureau of Standards.